What is up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new video. And you know what? This is a bit of a different format. And if you guys don't know who I am, I'm actually a Russian guy bringing you out the latest news on what's going on in Russia today and outside of Russia as well. I am in huge disbelief in everything that is happening right now. First of all, my channel is definitely getting suppressed for no reason whatsoever. Second of all, what I really wanted to talk about is everybody who's watching me right now. I really appreciate the support. You guys are the best. But, I've been hearing a lot of stories about, that Putin wants peace, and that's what Trump is saying. But if somebody wanted peace, they wouldn't be bombing the heck out of Ukraine. You know what I mean? That wouldn't be happening at all whatsoever. If we look at some of the graphs, which I'm probably not going to show you here, but we could see that the Russian invasion has slowed down into Ukraine by a lot. They're capturing only like 10 kilometers a day, whereas before, like 3 or 4 months back, they were actually doing some big advancements. That means that the army is completely exhausted out. What they're doing right now is actually trying to get back the Kursk region before there's any sorts of negotiations, which are actually being pressured to be started, because as you know, intelligence information isn't coming into Ukraine, and that is giving them a lot of trouble in containing the Kursk region, the area that they have captured. So basically what happened with them is Russians went into a pipe and went around them. There's like this gas pipe that went to Europe, and it wasn't in use because they don't use it anymore. And the soldiers went inside of it, went through, and came into the back of the Ukrainian army. And they did start moving in there quite rapidly. And I've been hearing a lot of stories that the Ukrainian soldiers are actually planning on, retreating bit by bit from Kursk region. But what I want to say is, right, all of you guys who are saying that Putin wants peace, that is not true. I've been hearing this so many times, and you know what? I respect everybody's views and opinions, but I'll tell you one thing. That guy is not looking for peace. He is just looking to get himself out of this hot mess right now, because he started to understand that his military power isn't as powerful as he thought, because it's been 3 years and nothing has changed really in the battlefield whatsoever. I mean, look at the maps. Seriously, you think that a superpower country should be capturing a small country like Ukraine for 3 years? If the Russian army was amazing, they would have done it in 3 days, like Vladimir Putin has been promising us, and Trump promising us the end of the war in 24 hours. Obviously, I'll tell you one thing, right? It's really hard to stop a war in 24 hours, and I really admire the fact that the guy does want to stop the war. The problem is that, you're making it seem like Ukraine is actually the aggressors here. It's not like Ukraine attacked Russia, if you know what I mean. It was actually Russia. I don't know. It's weird. The whole world just turned around into a big messy situation. I really don't even know where to go with this and what to do with this. There's a lot of people literally hating on me because of my opinions going on right now. And I don't even know what to say. I'm not going to lie, it's like the obvious things that people no longer understand whatsoever. I'm probably not even going to edit this video. I'm just going to post it as is. There's also a huge division inside of Russia between like the Chechen and Dagestani republics, because Russia has blocked telegrams in those republics, and the officials in those republics got really angry. They're like, what are you doing? We're Russians as well. We're in Russian Federation. So how comes other citizens get to use Telegram, and use freedom of speech and all that stuff, and the right to get information, and we cannot. So there is quite of a mess starting inside of Russia as well at the moment right now. Oh my God, guys. I don't know. I've been reading different news. I don't even know who to believe right now, because they're saying right now that the mineral deal is not enough, and that, Ukraine should hold elections as soon as possible. And the thing is, for the people who are saying that, that's basically what the Kremlin regime has been saying for a very long time. So whoever says it in the same patterns as the Russian government does right now. Under the Ukrainian constitution, you cannot possibly actually hold a presidential election, because if a country is at war, you cannot have elections whatsoever. And the thing is, Russia really wants to have elections in Ukraine, because that way they're just going to be dropping in their own president, whoever they want. And guess who's going to be controlling it? Yes, it's going to be Vladimir Putin. He does the exact same thing with Belarus and a lot of countries, but a lot of countries are trying to get away out of the Russian sphere of influence. And you know what? I wouldn't even want to call this a Russian sphere of influence. I want to call it Putin's sphere of influence, because, if Russia was a great democratic country without a dictator, being under a sphere of influence might have not been a bad thing, if it was good economically, it was a democratic relationship, trade was going well, all that stuff. That would be good. But people are trying to get away from this USSR KGB agent, right? They want to get further away, go into the future, and stop looking into the past of the communist times, because who the heck likes communists? Not me. They've already screwed up my country so much. They've already created the person who is in control of my country as well. So, yes, guys. I don't know. What do you guys think? I've been doing live streams recently as well. I've chatted with all of you guys. It seems like a lot of people are finding what's happening between Russia and the US and Ukraine just unbelievable. Some people are happy because they're saying, our money is not going to be going to Ukraine right now. I could say one thing. It's just really weird that I see that all of the words that the Kremlin has been saying for so many years is actually coming out of the US news outlets. It's unbelievable. A lot of people like me who've escaped Russia, who went to a different country, were really hoping that something good would actually happen. That this dictator is going to be removed, because just a little push forward could have crumbled the regime. I mean, the Russian economy is in shambles already. There's going to be a lot of people lying to you saying that, the Russian economy is the greatest right now. Look at our Mercedes that we got in. I mean, what are you talking about? Cars do not show the economy. You go to North Korea, you have like a Mercedes driving around. That's not going to change anything. That means it's either a really wealthy person that's connected with the government, or some sort of a criminal, or maybe a businessman which bought this car, quite a long time ago. I mean, you're always gonna have the wealthy people. It's not that. It's the fact that the economy is really going bad, and a lot of people and a lot of YouTubers that left Russia are devastated right now at what's happening. And I've seen a few people speak out about this. And, it's just very, very sad that this is the way that is going to be happening. Because I think in the bottom of our hearts, as people who left Russia, we believed that at the end of the war, we would be coming into a new Russia with a new president, and, get rid of the elites and stuff like that. I thought that's how it's going to happen. But unfortunately, that is definitely not the case whatsoever. And we're not going to be seeing it, because obviously war is bad, but giving up land which a lot of Ukrainians actually don't want to, like my friend Operator Starsky, he also is getting really mad for the fact of what's going on. Everybody is getting mad, except, a few out of a bunch, but it's like Elon Musk threatening different countries and Ukraine that he's going to shut off Starlink. And he said that, yeah, all of your military uses Starlink, and if I shut it off, you're gone. How are the stocks of his company doing right now? In my opinion, if somebody says something like this, their stocks should be going down, It's not like, it's just, I like freedom of speech, but you can't be having big businessman, and he's not only a businessman. I'm guessing he's in the government. He's in the U.S. government. He's doing all of this. Obviously, there are oligarchs in Ukraine. We're not going to deny that. There's also corruption there. Also corruption in Russia. And a lot of people are talking about this. Every country has some sort of a corruption. We're not talking about corruption here, right? We're talking about the fact that one country attacked another country, and that's a different thing. Make that other little country take back its own land and then figure out what you're going to be doing. That's all I wanted to say, guys. I really appreciate you guys who actually watched my video. Thank you very much. And I will see you in the next one. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you very much.